Anime as a medium offers you a wide variety of shows. It comes in the most heartwarming moments, characters that make you clench your fist, and comedic moments that make you laugh for days. And through the art of animation comes the most epic fight scenes, camera angles, and marvelous shots that are just not possible to recreate in other mediums. This is probably the biggest strength animation has compared to other forms of storytelling. It can create any and all worlds, and only its imagination holds it back. But anime is also home to some of the greatest stories ever told. Due to it being able to portray close to any story, we find ourselves with a great library of stories waiting for us to tell its tale. And today, I feature one of the best tales to ever be told in anime. And this is why you shouldn't be sleeping on Odotaxi. Okay. There are probably some people who thought the same thing I did when I first saw the show. This just looks like another furry show like Beastars or Zootopia. But trust me when I say, this show has nothing to do with furries or talking animals. And it's very difficult to convince people to watch a show where all the characters look like animals and our main character is a walrus driving a taxi, instead of some hype action fantasy. And what makes it even more difficult is the fact that this show won't blow you away in its first episode. It's a whole bunch of random characters who seemingly have nothing to do with each other, just going on with their lives. It's a mystery anime, but what sets it apart from shows like Spy X Family and Great Pretender and other amazing mystery shows is, well, just that. Often mystery shows comes hand in hand with at least one other genre. That could be anything from romance, action, or comedy. But while Old Taxi features elements from all these, in the end, it's just a mystery show. And the reason mystery shows are often paired with other genres are because alone they are very slow and can often be seen as quite boring. You are not guaranteed any action, romance, or any other story tropes, but you are guaranteed a mystery story. And what a story we got! We are following individual stories of multiple characters in Tokyo. Our main character Orokawa is a taxi driver in that same city and gets to in one way or another interact or hear about all the character stories we get to watch and follow when he isn't on screen. And it's not unusual to think that taxi drivers get to hear all the gossip of the city, and this show takes that to heart. The show focuses heavily on life in Tokyo and it portrays it as a near perfect and fun city. Until it isn't. In a swift turn, hell breaks out when the underground mafia takes action. Suddenly, the individual stories we have been following all fall together in one puzzle. We go from a wonderful city with fun characters living out their dream to an insane revenge story, kidnappings, shootout, bank robbery, the dark side of the idol scene, friendships and love. And the centerpiece of the puzzle is our taxi driver, the only one connected to all stories, and now he has to make everything right as he's pulled into every part of it for different reasons. The story suddenly goes from 0 to 100 so smoothly it felt like a tower which was just waiting to tip over. So let's explore the build up to the insane outburst of the story and how such a wonderful place could lead to such corruption. The whole story feels like a giant puzzle, and it's a race between you and the show to figure out what's going to happen next. It's so thrilling when you watch a small event that you think has no significant value to the story, just flip the story on its head a few episodes later. And that's a common occurrence. And this is all I want in a mystery because I can actually solve it. Not that I will solve every plot point beforehand because it's very hard to know what you look for. But when you get the detail right, it feels like the best feeling in the world. And when you get one wrong, it still feels justified as the show gave you sudden hints of it beforehand that you just didn't pick up on. And that is fun. I'm not mad when getting this wrong, and I feel smart when getting it right, and that's the feeling a mystery style show should give me. I shouldn't feel like an idiot for not realizing something. And what's the point of a plot twist if I had no way of figuring it out beforehand? And Odd Taxi delivers perfectly on both of these fronts. There are a few side characters whose stories really left an impact on me. Kakehana is one of them. It's a close to perfect description of a person so desperate for love, they fall for so many traps that are so obvious to others that it looks pathetic. But how realistic it is. There is a reason situations like this occur in real life too. however dumb it might look. Desperation has the effect of a drug, making you blind to its bad sides, so you desperately want more, in this case, love. It's to some extent scary how real it feels when you see how genuinely sad and stressed he is over the fact that he's alone, but how the pursuit of happiness makes him a target to people abusing others' emotions for their own good. It can be really difficult to portray such strong emotions, but I dare say they nailed it. Although it looks pathetic watching him, it's also one of the more real emotions of the show, and I'm all for it. I also want to bring up Tanaka, as his story to me is the second most satisfying ending of them all. Whenever we see Tanaka show up, we know destruction follows, and in his blind pursuit for revenge, he goes to lengths I've never thought he would. He's not scary because he's dangerous, he's scary because he doesn't even realize how dangerous he has become. And in his hunt for revenge, he hurts others, puts lives in dangers, but also himself. When he at the end realizes what he has become and how he has thrown away his life for revenge, when he could have spent his time fixing his prior mistakes, you can't help but to feel bad for him. Although his destruction as a broken man was horrible, seeing someone come to their senses is always a feeling I hold close to my heart. And we have arrived at the endgame. And this is where the fun part begins, right here. The biggest mystery twist of the show is the show. Or more specifically, every single character or person in the show. Literally person, because animals don't exist in the world. We learned that Otokawa from a young age had issues at home. His mother is revealed to have tried to do a mass suicide or murdering of them by running the car into the ocean. He miraculously survives, but from that day forward, he went on with his life seeing humans as animals that represent their personalities, including Otokawa himself. When he gets called back on the last episode with Otokawa running the cab over the broken bridge, all the suppressed emotions of the situation gets released. And after he is saved, he can once again see the faces of his dear friends. It's hinted at quite a lot during the show, but without paying proper attention, it's possible that you just missed this twist. And what a twist it is! When you first start watching the show, you truly do believe that they are animals, as there's nothing pointing to them not being. It's phenomenal storytelling, and the show just keeps delivering. And what I covered today is not even half the twists or the characters. The show sprinkles in a little bit of everything. You get action, love, hatred, and so many more emotions in a city-wide mystery, and it hits the nail on every point. Like, I urge you to watch the show. It's a phenomenal storytelling. There are so many more stories in this show to explore from scratch, so many characters and situations I have yet to cover in this story. And I promise you it's worth every damn minute of it. Please, stop sleeping on a taxi. Hi there, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like for the algorithm. Click above me to watch another video of mine, and if you want me to cover one of your favorite shows, make sure to join my Discord and talk with me about it right there. Until next time, have a good one, y'all.